Okay, so Phil, disappointing afternoon today and not a great game for the spectator today.
We're not here to entertain, Nigel. We're here to get some points. We're here to get something on the road. Entertaining, I don't think we need to entertain to get a result, if truth be known. But we can play. We did pop the ball around in the first 15 minutes of the second half sufficiently for us to get in front. I thought the goal that we scored, I was on the pitch celebrating because I thought it was I looked a great goal. Good finish by Marcel, and then the linesman's flag goes up, and quite often I see an offside coming a long way away, but for me it looked like it was on the money. But his flag goes up and it stays at 0-0, and you continue to frustrate the home crowd, which is part and parcel of playing away from home. I thought the lads were doing their level best to try and get a result today. A point on the journeys after a 3-1 defeat against Macclesfield would have been a good point. 3 points would have been magnificent. We end up getting none again. And again, it's down to a decision where I keep on saying it. There's 3 teams out there, and we respect the third team 100%. You know, the men in black, women in black, doesn't matter what they are. We respect them 1,000,000%. But the amount of times they make decisions that are winning games of football, it's quite alarming. You know, it's quite alarming that they're actually making key match-winning or match-deciding decisions, and they're going against us at the moment. It's like we've done something. It's like we've done something wrong to them. If we have, come out and say it. Don't referee the game like the refereeing. He's given a handball in a situation, and I know. Listen, I was talking to Graham before the game, and Graham was bemoaning a couple of decisions that referees had made and gone against him. So maybe they'll level out over the course of a period of time, but I can't not say something as a manager of an opposing team who up until that moment deserved to get something out of the game. We then made changes and started chasing the game, and you know, we didn't look like getting anything from the game in the last 10-15 minutes because we made so many changes to formation, to systems, to personnel, to people who understands what it takes to win a game of football. So I had a young side out there in the end. But bottom line is, you know, they could have said, oh, we could have won it 2, 3 or 4. Up until the moment that the first goal went in, we were well and truly in this game of football, if not deserved to be in front.
And indeed, at half time, I would imagine you were quite pleased. There wasn't a lot of quality in the first half.
Correct.
And neither team could find that bit of quality to break the other one down. But we went in 0-0. We didn't look like conceding in that first half.
Well, I can get statistics from a game from me match analysis, man. But I've got no video footage, which is the disappointing part of this penalty, because I'd like to see it again. But the first half, you're absolutely spot on. My stats man come in. The downside to one of the parts of our game, which is normally very good, is second balls, and we didn't. We were 50-50 second balls, which is very uncharacteristic, which is unusual when your midfield 3 are Strawn, Brown, Jarvis and Whitehouse. They're the 3 that normally are good at second balls. Anyway, long story short, we get to half time and the home side probably have only been in our penalty box 3 times. Again, down to silly little mistakes, which has allowed them to get a quality ball into our penalty box, but didn't really threaten anything against us. And it's not normally a Spennymoor team. Normally they're bang at it. So you're coming in half time with something to shout about. You're coming in half time to point the players in the right direction. As soon as anybody mentioned downhill, I just whoa, forget about uphill, downhill. At the end of the day, it's a game of football. You don't get any advantage because you're going downhill. As far as I was concerned, we were in the game, and I can't always say that. And we were a foothold in the game, but we've got nothing from it, Nigel. That's the most disappointing thing from a team that was well and truly heavily involved of getting something from a game. It's been nicked 1-0 from us, not by Spennymoor, by the men in black.
But it always looked like a 1-0 game, to be honest, and unfortunately it came to them, and I think you just mentioned it there, after the goal we didn't look like getting back into the game, did we?
I made changes, and it's something that I need to address. The changes that I've made are not making any effect on the team, you know. They're not having a positive effect, you know. Players are knocking at my door on a Tuesday and Thursday night after training saying that I deserve to play, but I'm not seeing any impact from the subs coming off the bench, to the extent where they're really want to grab a shirt like Luca Miller did. Luca Miller came off the bench against Southport and he grabbed his shirt and he's kept it ever since, and that's the kind of competition for places I'm after at this football club. If I can get that, and it doesn't mean numbers, if I can get that in quality positions, if I can get 2 for each position, I would be top of the league. But I know you can't get 2 for each position. But if we've got somebody that just comes off the bench and affects the game, then grab the shirt, one drops out, that's the way it is.
And Marcel did have the ball in the net in the second half, and that was another key decision in the game, wasn't it?
They're easy ones. They're easy ones. You know, you're on the linesman's side. You know, it's either the far side of the pitch. But when you see a fullback making a run like that, which was a clever run, he's come on the inside, and I think he made a statement when he first signed for us. He got a couple of goals in 2 games. You know, he's an attacking fullback. If you get him in the right frame of mind, I tell you what, he probably shouldn't be at this level. But he's made a couple of runs, and more in particular the one on the inside, and it's got him another goal, and the linesman's flag's gone up. I mean, I'm just bemoaning me luck, as you can hear. I'm sounding like a moaning old manager, and the word could be a lot worse than that, but I'm moaning because I think we deserve to get something from the game. Forget about the last 15-20 minutes. We deserve to get something from the game, and we huffed and puffed after they scored a goal, and I made changes and they weren't the right changes. I won't be doing that again.
So at the end of the game, there was a little bit of afters in the middle there. What was that about? Was that frustration at the ref?
Nah, handbags. I'm telling you, it's a frustration at losing the game when you deserve to get something from it. I'm talking about senior players who know what I'm talking about. Young players, I can understand that. You know, they play for themselves to a certain extent. They just want to impress. But the seniors know when you come to places like Spennymoor and you're digging deep and you're trying to get something from the game. 0-0's it's a serious scoreline, and when you've made reference to it, you're absolutely spot on. 1 goal was going to win it, and they got it from a penalty decision, again by a referee who's just not giving us anything. And listen, I can't keep on saying it, but I need to bring it to somebody's attention, and it's the officials' attention I want to bring it to, not the Spennymoor fans. I'm not bothered about them, not the Peterborough Sports fans. I am bothered about them, but I just really want to understand why the officials think they can decide games like this, and it should be down to the players.
Well, certainly 2 key decisions today, but the unnecessary stuff at the end carried on in the tunnel. I don't know whether you're aware of that. I think you're still out on the pitch, but is that something you need to address? That's getting, a few games on the trot now. We've had some of that indiscipline at the end.
Yeah, I understand the question. It's frustration. Born out of trying to get something from a game of football and deserving to get something from a game of football, and then it being taken away by not the opposition. There's the frustration, and yes, I know we're going to get people saying you need to control yourself. I understand that. I fully understand that, but I want players who are passionate. I want players who are going to fight for the cause, and fighting for the cause and getting silly red cards and silly yellow cards after the game is finished. I'm not interested in that. I'll be dealing with that internally.
So next week then, a break from the league. Will that do you good? How do you stand on that in that camp? Do you enjoy a break from the league, or in the FA Trophy, of course, at Oxford City next week? So
it's an early question, Nigel. It's an early question after a game where I fully felt like I've been robbed of a point, if not 3. And I will use the game to try and win it, because losing 3 on the bounce is no good for morale. It's no good for team spirit. The way people are playing, the way people are feeling. Confidence is so key, absolutely key, and that's why I keep going back to the third team out there is robbing us of confidence by making decisions that again has cost us the game.
Lovely. Thank you for talking to us, Phil. Appreciate it, and good luck next week.
Thank
Hard
you.
lines today.